Slazenger Padel was pretty new to the market, so today we're going to find out how they all play. Hi guys, Sandy from the Padel School. In this video, we're going to go through our sponsor's racket, which is Slazenger, and we're going to look at the Icon racket, the Epic, the Challenger number 1 and Challenger number 2, and we're going to review it with our players on the court here today. Okay, so we've had a go with each of these rackets now, and I think probably the best way is let's go round the different rackets and just say what we thought about them. Yeah,
sounds good.
Let's start with the Challenger number 2. I'll read out the characteristics, and then Sam, if you want to start with what you feel. So it's 12K carbon, medium core, weight roughly 365 grams, round and medium balance. So yeah, if you want to kick us off with what you felt about that one.
Yeah, I found there was quite a lot of power behind the ball when I was hitting. For myself, it might have been a bit too heavy. Very, very nice feel, but I think anyone with an injury, with like a wrist or an elbow injury, might find that is not too forgiving. So I would suggest something maybe a little bit lighter, or just try something completely different.
Yeah?
Yeah, for me, I liked it. I like the look of it. I think it's really nicely like colour scheme. It was a little bit too hard for me, and the weight was nice and good from the back of the court, but when I came to the net, I struggled to kind of really generate the kind of power that I like in my game. So for me, it was, yeah, that's kind of what I felt.
Mm-hmm. So I agree. I think the colours are amazing. I think, it's a really nice looking racket. And I played with it. I felt like, because we were comparing all the rest, so if I compared that one to these, I felt like it was somewhere, it was in the middle of everything. And, it had relatively okay feel and it was okay power, but it didn't quite crunch as much as some of the others on the contact. But I love the look of the racket. Yeah, I agree. The burgundy, it is nice, isn't it? I felt it had, it was quite a hard racket, but also didn't give a lot of power. It had decent control from front and back. I thought balance was quite nice. Probably, what would you say, an intermediate player racket? You could even say a beginner, but I do definitely see that comment of if you've got a shoulder or an elbow injury, then it's probably one to, you want to go a little bit softer, I imagine. Yeah. So going with the Challenger 1, and we have 12 carbon, medium core, weight 365 grams. Again, shape is more of a hybrid. Yep, so it's a bit wider at the top end, and the balance again is medium. So Sam, again, do you want to start us off with that one?
I quite liked this one. I found the feel was quite good when I was hitting. Good control from the net and hitting any overheads, and from the back as well felt quite good. I think between the 4, it would be in my top 2.
Okay.
Yeah, for me, it felt very light in the hand, which I kind of wasn't expecting from the shape. And not too bad volleying, but from the back of the court, I felt I needed something a little bit weightier. So for me, it felt really, really light.
Mm.
Yeah, well, this one's my football team colours, so that's why I like this one a little bit. The thing with this one, again, light for me, so I agree, Toby, this one's a bit light compared to the others, so I would go for a slightly heavier racket on this one.
Yeah, again, I think it's probably a similar way, but I think the balance is probably more handle heavy, so it feels lighter. I think it's probably a good coach racket. You get nice control on it, I feel. You don't get a lot of power, so it's not probably at the performance end, but again, definitely I think that kind of intermediate level, and if you do have a shoulder or elbow injury, it's probably, not a bad choice, I would have said, for those. Okay, so now let's look at the Epic. So this is the Panther Series models. This is 12K carbon, medium core, weight 360. So round shape, and again balance, middle of the racket here. So how did you like this one, Sam?
For myself, I wasn't a huge fan. I know the 3 of you quite liked it. I just didn't seem to get any feel on it. The power control was good, but it just doesn't. I don't think it was the bat for me, unfortunately.
How did you find the weight actually? Why are you talking about that?
I felt it was just a little bit too light.
Okay.
To be honest, I'd go for something a little bit heavier.
Yeah.
For me, I loved it. Out of all 4, it was definitely my favourite. I felt we got really good touch control. I actually felt at the net I could generate quite a lot of power. From the back of the court as well, with it being a round head, it's easy to dig out of the corners, and yeah, it's a good touch racket as well as when you need the power. So for me, if I play on the forehand side, it'd be perfect.
Yeah. I agree, Toby. I think this is my favourite racket. I felt like I could get down on low volleys and still get some good depth quite easily. I felt like I could crunch a higher volley and get a nice sound off the racket. So it was really good overhead. So overall, that would be my favourite. And for me, in terms of the in terms of the look, the black sleek look is for me.
Yeah, it is a nice look. I mean, I use this one for competition. So I've obviously tested these before, and this is my preferred, because I feel like you get a really nice mix of control and power. You can still hit the aggressive smashes, you can still hit nice 3-meter topspin smashes as well as attacking vibras, but also you get that control from the back of the court. So yeah, again, this would be my preference as well. Okay, now let's look at the Icon racket. So this is the last of those, and again the premium Panther series model. It's 12K carbon, hardcore, so it's a bit of a harder racket. Weight 365 grams. It's the teardrop shape, so wider at the top end, and again with medium balance. So take it away, Sam.
I love this one. This is my favorite one out of all of them. Great control, feel, really nice amount of spin on it as well. I just felt really confident using it, so definitely my weapon of choice out of the 4.
Nice.
Yeah, I like this racket, but for me, great power, but maybe not as much control and touch as the Epic. So, and I think if I played with it a lot, I maybe struggle with my shoulder and things like that, just because it feels a little bit heavier in the hand.
Yeah, I agree. Again, second racket for me. This one, again, like the look, and it's got that. It's got the teardrop shape here, which is quite attractive. I like it in terms of its its ability to volley, but again, overhead, maybe I struggled a little bit more with that one.
I mean, this interestingly is one that the pro players that use Slazenger really like this racket, and I really like the feel of it. For me, it's just a little bit top heavy. I in my younger days, I probably could use this, but now I feel like my shoulder would struggle a little bit just because it's top heavy. But if you are an attacking tennis player, or you have that strength, I think it's a really good racket to use, and excellent power, really good power on the smashing and attacking volleys for sure. So we really recommend giving these rackets a try. They're fantastic, the Slazenger range, and I'll put on this side a video of how you should be testing your rackets and what you should be looking for, and let us know down in the comments of what your experience is with the Slazenger rackets, or if there's a racket of choice that you would love us to review.